Basketball fans, what is up? And welcome to the All Basketball Podcast. It's your host, Maurice Dixon, with the latest edition of the last 10 in the NBA. But this is the first session of the 2024-2025 season because we're only like 15 games in. Want to get on a little earlier with this right at the 10 game mark, but like I said, 15 games in, 16 at the most. It's not bad. And despite a lot of injuries, marquee injuries to superstar level and star players, NBA's had a pretty good start to the 2024-25 season. Some nice highlights, some surprises, and I think the biggest one was for a lot of people the Cleveland Cavaliers busting out the gates, winning their first 15 games, not beating some of the best competition, but beating who was in their way. And with the East being down with a lot of key injuries in the East, and a lot of bad teams too. Honestly, they just took advantage and, like I said, 15 straight wins. And what their issue was having health themselves. I mean, Darius Garland's been pretty healthy this season, so him staying healthy alongside Donovan Mitchell, you got Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and even though Strus has been out, they filled in with guys like Okoro or can't remember who the other guy was. It's not Miracle, is it? But basically, guys filling in the small forward spot, and they just started rolling. 15 straight. Beat another team off to a hot start in Golden State. The Warriors have been a big surprise to me. In my preview, I wrote it wouldn't be good. I didn't see this coming, but they started out the gate very well. Steph Curry's been able to stay healthy. Buddy Hield has been a big help off the bench. Just coming in, hit a lot of threes, playing a lot of guys. D'Anthony Melton, before he got hurt, he was a key factor. Draymond staying cool, calm, and collect on the court, not getting ejected. That helps. But I mean, Cleveland, they came to Cleveland, they got whipped. And then the Lakers, who have started off pretty well, still undefeated at home, they came to Cleveland, got whipped too. So, but most recently, last night, Tuesday night, marquee game on TNT, the Boston got him, and a lot of people thought they would. It was kind of a back and forth game if you didn't see it. Second quarter, Boston extended the lead, pretty much shot the lights out, got hitting a bunch of threes, hit 22 total for the game, shot 22 of 41 if I'm not mistaken. But then the third quarter, I mean, the Cavs showed how legit they were, how tough they were, and they came back. Game got really tight in the fourth quarter, and Tatum, Brown as usual, Horford guys stepped up in the clutch, so to speak, and made shots, kept Boston ahead, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Tatum shot very well, definitely from three. Brown helped him out. Pritchard off the bench. White hit some key shots. And so, yeah, Cleveland's first loss, but too much time won't pass before they play Boston again. It'll be a home game. And that will be December 1st at home. So plenty of eyes will be set towards that game because it'll be Cleveland looking for some revenge. But the Cavs, with Milwaukee having struggles and injury, the Knicks still adjusting, Philly just really getting back almost whole tonight. See that Maxey's finally back from his hamstring issue he was having. He was out for a while, so they got him, Embiid, and Paul George all in the lineup. So they the Cavs took advantage because you got, I mean, Philly is what, worse than the tie for the worst record with the Wizards, 2-11. My Lord. But Embiid took most of those games off. Then George got hurt in the preseason, so it was just Maxey and role players. And most time in the NBA, you're just not going to win, honestly, with just just one guy who isn't even in his prime yet. So, but they got plenty of time to turn it around up there in Philadelphia. But as far as the last 10 hottest teams right now, you got the Lakers won 6 straight, undefeated at home. Like I said, what are they at home? I know Connect went off the other night, hit 9 threes. They played the putrid trying to lose Utah Jazz, but some nights you just have it. I mean, he was hitting deep shots, saw the highlights. And I like Connect coming out of Tennessee. The Lakers may have gotten a steal there. I think at the 17th pick. Like that nickname too, West Side Connect. A little better than Connect 4. So if they won 6 straight, 7-0 at home. So LeBron getting triple doubles. I don't think he had one last night, but what I've been hearing and kind of seeing, they're letting Davis be the focus of the offense, and obviously LeBron's racking up those assists. And if the guys who they designate, whether it's Hachimura or Russell, Austin Reeves, they're hitting outside shots. Offense is flowing. They've been giving up quite a good amount of points, but 7-0 at home is 7-0 at home, so they're taking advantage of home court advantage. And then you have the other hottest team in the East, 7-0 at home also, winners of 6 straight, the Orlando Magic. They had a rough patch there when Banchero got sidelined with an oblique injury. He's going to be out for some more time. I mean, he did that. I think he had like 40 that night. But they've kind of got rolling. Not too sure about the competition they face, but let me take a quick peek here. Who they've gone about beating in their last 6, and they bounced back. They had lost 5 straight. So, and tonight they're playing against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Yeah, they pretty much beat up on some scrubs. New Orleans start turning things around there. They're missing like DeJounte Murray, McCollum, Zion, Herb Jones. They're just so injury riddled right now. It's just terrible. And then Orlando beat Washington, not a good team. Charlotte, not a good team. I mean, spanked them. So Indiana decent, edged them out. Then Philadelphia, I don't know if last Friday, I know Paul George was present. I'm not sure if Embiid was present, but I know Maxey was definitely out. So they took advantage of that. Pretty much won. That's 6 straight home games. So now they're on a road trip. So protecting home court, maintaining until their star Banchero gets back. So those pretty much are the hottest teams. And their last 10, Orlando is 6-4, and the Lakers are 7-3. So obviously Cleveland's last 10, 9-1 since they won 15 straight. Boston right behind them at 12-3, 8-2 in their last 10. And then Golden State 10-3 overall, 8-2 in their last 10, and they host the Hawks tonight. Um, got some guys questionable, probable. But like I said, Melton's definitely out. I think Curry will play. Um, Peyton may play. Who else did I see on that report? Golden State Warriors. Almost there. Trying to be as accurate as possible. A lot of guys day-to-day. Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II, Kevon Looney. So it's just crazy, man. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about injuries in a little bit, because I know guys can't help it. You get injured. You're playing a taxing sport that puts a lot of stress on your body, your joints, ligaments, all that. But just these injuries, it's just not a good look, especially early when season's just starting. It's new. You want to see the guys who the NBA promotes, and when a lot of these guys are on the floor, especially when it's a primetime game. To be honest with y'all, I'm not even. It's gonna be either background noise, or I might tune in a little bit, but I just don't. Sorry, I don't want to see role players. I mean, I've watched plenty of games in my day, and since I don't have a team, a professional team, just not going to watch backup players. I'm looking for the best matchup, and most time I'm hoping that's whether on ESPN or TNT, because I'm not going to pay for league pass. When they gave it to me for free, I took advantage of it. Trying to compete with some teams I hardly see or seem to have a good matchup, but the injuries is just good grief. But and as far as those standings, also the team struggling the most, the Wizards, have lost 9 straight, but nobody's expecting to win. I guess the organization is hoping they see something special out of Alex Sarr. I think they pretty sure they got the guy Bub Carrington, they call him. People seem to be impressed from what I'm hearing with him. And the other guy, Bilal, I think he's hurt, but he's been kind of impressive as well. And then out west, longest losing streak, Phoenix Suns lost 4 straight, but to no surprise, Bradley Beal out with calf issue. And then Durant's been out for a while with the same issue, calf strain. So if it's not Beal's back, it's something else, a hamstring, this time a calf. So and Phoenix came out very well. I think that when they lost to the Lakers at one point, they had won, I want to say 7 of their first 8. Let's see if we can get them here. Get that start on. There we go. I mean, they're playing very well on the new coach, Mike Budenholzer. The additions look like they work of Tyus Jones. I mean, people are impressed with the rookie Ryan Dunn out of Virginia. Yeah, so they were 8-1 in their first 9. 9-1 in their first 10, pretty much. No, 8-1. I said it right, 8-1. So yeah, a lot of slippage. They got New York at home tonight. Another team adjusting. So we'll see when Durant and Beal gets back. Like I said, this injury bug, it's just something serious right now. And as far as the other team, as expected, Oklahoma City topped the conference. They got Hartenstein back. Going to be without Chet Holmgren for a while. Had a serious fall in the game they played at Golden State. They lost that game. He collided in the air with Andrew Wiggins and came down one of those injuries you definitely saw, like and it was. I mean, he's a frail looking guy, so landed right on his hip, so it's 8 to 10. So they're expecting not to see him until January at the earliest, possibly. So, because right now the injury report is January 26th. So, and Holmgren was playing well. I mean, OKC was definitely being looked at as maybe a representative in the finals, definitely the West Finals this season. But everything else looks like it's kind of expected. The Knicks are starting to get together on 1-3 straight, 8-6. And out west, I mentioned the Lakers. Houston playing very well, 10-5 at the moment, 7-3 in their last 10. So Denver right behind them, and then Minnesota's starting to figure it out. The Clippers are keeping it together without Kawhi. But the interesting thing is right now the Mavericks 8-7, 5-5 in their last 10, but they've won 3 straight. Maybe the schedule's been kind of tough, but it's like they should be. You expect them to be a little better, a little hungrier after coming off that finals loss. Kind of pretty much dominated in the finals by Boston. Losing that series in 5 games. Luka being called out for his issues, but they add Klay Thompson, and now, but to be a little above 500. Yes, it's very early. Don't get me wrong, very early in the season. But looking at their schedule, they play some formidable opponents. Beat some good teams as well. Beat OKC close. So just a matter of, I mean, probably one of their worst losses was at Utah. I don't know what kind of defense Luka was playing. You got to see ball, got to see man. He's just standing kind of no man's land. And Jordan Clarkson shot that pass to John Collins for the dunk. Luka's looking at his teammate and like, nah, man, that's on you. We're not playing zone defense. Find your man, put a body on him, or whatever you were doing. Be ready to switch, but don't give up a dunk. And so it's going okay in Dallas. Not as good as I expected. I think Klay Thompson's been a solid third option. But if this doesn't go well, it made me wonder. I had to bring up the question. I know Draymond was a problem, and mainly because he was missing a lot of games for Golden State last year. Suspension, maybe some injury here and there, but they said things, the atmosphere, the energy just wasn't, attitudes weren't very good with Klay Thompson. I guess he knew it was over, that they didn't give him what he wanted, so he decided it was best to go. So, but then he goes to Dallas, and Golden State is playing better. Now it's a lot of season left, but if Dallas would have had to start Golden State had, then okay, yeah, but they're probably still adjusting. But he's getting the looks. But we'll see how Dallas how things go for the Mavs as the season continues, because you pretty much got 3 Hall of Famers. One of the best shooters ever, one of the best, 2 of the best offensive players, one of the best one-on-one players. Really 2, yeah. I mean, Luka just gets more assists than Kyrie, but it's one of the best offensive players of this era, and it's gonna have to play better defense. I don't. It's what it's gonna come down to, and but we're gonna see how going forward. If they regress, then it's a lot of fingers may be pointed. And then Klay Thompson coming in, you coming from the way Klay left Golden State, and then you come here to Dallas and things aren't going very well. Might be some fingers pointed his way too. But a lot of the season left, but just surprising to see them Minnesota not coming out that well. But a lot of season left. And the funny thing about this time of the year, teams start off well, but 82-game season, and y'all probably know this. And last year, do you really remember who started out well that you didn't expect and who kept it up? Yeah, some teams do, but I think it was 2 seasons ago, Utah started out real well, and then everybody was going crazy talking, why are they trying to get Wembanyama? And the losing came. Reality set in. So a lot of this early stuff, in the grand scheme of when we get up to the 40, 50 game mark, even maybe around 25, 30 games, the cream will rise to the top, and most teams will be where they're expected to be. Now, the most concerning and real thing might be with the Bucks and Philly. I mean, the injury bug is just really killing the Sixers. They're losing to another kind of injury-riddled team to an extent right now. Losing in Memphis, but you just got Maxey back. You got Maxey, George, and Embiid all out there together for the first time this season. So there are going to be adjustments. Sometimes it just doesn't click, but Paul George needs to be shooting better than 1 for 6. He's been having some very low percentage outings from the stat sheets I've been seeing. Okay, Embiid's playing well, 18 points. Max has been off, but he's 1 of 8 right now. So this is one they may just have to. Memphis may just get him. But I mean, is anybody going off of Memphis? No, it's more of a balanced attack. Bane's shooting a lot better than he shot the other night. I know that. He was like 1 of something. But if they were more cohesive and had a game or two under their belt, this is one you think, okay, Philly should win this game, even though Memphis is at home. But those guys just coming together is not starting out that great. And then the other team, bottom of the East, we didn't expect, Milwaukee. Middleton hasn't played yet this season, dealing with what? I think it's an ankle. Yeah, ankle issue. It's been really battling injury issues the past few seasons since pretty much after they won that title. He just hasn't been real healthy. So, but Milwaukee's holding out Chicago right now. Giannis got 38. Dame just 13, not shooting well from 3. So we'll see if they can get that one. I'm pretty sure they lost to the Bulls earlier this season. Now I think Milwaukee probably can get it together to an extent, unless all these rumors are true about trading Giannis, or if he little stuff is getting out there, and if he hasn't officially said he wants to be traded out. I mean, but a lot of stuff is out there, or they'll maybe just figure out it ain't working, we trade Dame. I mean, I don't know. Do they go about firing Doc Rivers? I mean, ever since they got him, they haven't been good. They were better off with Adrian Griffin, 30-13 last year. And they got rid of the man. So but Middleton, if he can get back, people will go back into their place. He'll be definitely reliable third option you can expect to hit shots. Maybe that takes pressure off guys like Gary Trent Who's the other guy like Sam Merrill, Connaughton? No, I'm sorry, AJ Green. But he has a good percentage from three. But Torian Prince takes pressure off those guys. But it's time for Milwaukee. They're gonna get together to an extent. They got to get it together. But this Dame Giannis thing didn't really work well. Yeah, they injury struck last season in the playoffs, and he kind of scrapped that season. But got him the coaching there. But bring new coaching, he's doing worse than the former inexperienced coach. So just doesn't make sense. Yeah, as far as then like I said, Maxey came back. There were reports out there that he's cool with Embiid, but he called Embiid out for being late to everything. I mean, props to Maxey for that. Embiid needs to be held accountable. You're the team leader. You're the best player. You're the franchise. You gotta be a better example. Be a better leader. And Maxey calling him out, and that word getting out there, maybe Embiid will get it together, because you can't be always hurt. I mean, you can't help that to an extent, but you can control the other things. Tardiness, being there on time. I mean, just being a leader, you can step up. You're a veteran in the league. I mean, shake that bad habit of being late and start getting there. Take the criticism, constructive criticism, and let it propel you to be better. So we'll see how that goes over. But good for Maxey for calling him out in front of the team. And they said the players said they want to be coach harder from the coaches. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. But if they said it, then that's what they want. So Nick Nurse and staff, you got to step up. You need to make a run tonight. You need to beat this Memphis team. Because if Embiid's not going to play back to backs, see, I just don't see how they're going to build much chemistry. I mean, George and Maxey play more than that. I mean, George might not even play back to back. So, I mean, you can't keep resting or just sitting out games and expect to build chemistry. It doesn't work like that. So, very skeptical of. I like the transaction of bringing in Paul George, but the one caveat, the one thing that was like, oh, he gets hurt a lot too. They just bring. Then you already got Embiid who's hurt a lot. So what are y'all really doing? But I thought I kind of expected Philly to still be challenging the best teams out there: Boston, Milwaukee, Orlando, Cleveland's kind of been a surprise. The Knicks. So we'll see if Philly can get it together, or is it just going to be a lost season, mainly due to injury? It's looking that way, especially how this injury is plaguing the league right now, and it's really affecting the East to an extent, because you got. We have results from tonight's games, but you got 6 teams under 500 in the East. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, I just said a whole bunch of teams under 500, but 6 teams above the play-in are under 500. That's Chicago, Brooklyn, Indiana, Detroit, who's doing much better this season under their new coach Bickerstaff, Miami, and Atlanta. Now, it's just a game or two, so I'm not really tripping, but it's just like, then two of the teams you project to be atop the conference in Milwaukee and Philly, they're combining for 7 wins and 20 losses. So, and obviously the East is a weaker conference than the West, but it's just some bad basketball. in that conference right now. And a lot of it's due to injury, and a lot of it's just due to a lot of young teams, or um, that's really it. I mean, but yeah, because you look out west, everybody above the play-in line is above 500. Then Dallas is just below it, and they're a game above 500. So, um, if you've been listening to podcasts like me, guys, mention let's just make it the best. Well, as far as since there's a play-in, the best 20 teams or the best 16 teams dish the conferences. But I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I just think it'll. I don't think it should do that. I think it'll just balance out. Because they say one thing it'll mess up certain rivalries for the championship. It'll kind of get in the way of things like that. But if it keeps going this rate, maybe it's another change the league will have to make. And yeah, so it's just as far as these injuries, I mentioned a lot of guys, but I mean, who else haven't I mentioned? Like the whole Pelicans roster, Zion with his hamstring, DeJounte Murray with his hand, CJ McCollum abductor strain. I know Herb Jones is out. Look like Brandon Ingram. I assume he's not playing tonight because they're getting whipped by the Cavs. I mean, it's so rough. They got Brandon Boston. I don't think he's naturally a point guard. I saw him playing in high school at Norcross, but he's been playing point guard for them because Alvarado and McCollum are both out. I mean, it's like a disease spreading. I mean, starting with Zion, who just can't stay healthy. It's just these. Okay, and that game is over. So this Reeves guy for 34 points. Wow. I mean, they just bringing up people from the G League. I mean, this guy Antonio Reeves. So I'm not familiar with them, but dropped 34 tonight. But they got blasted by the Cavs. But just listen to this starting lineup tonight for the Pelicans: Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Yves Missy, Brandon Boston, Elfrid Payton. Oh wow, I thought he was out of the league, and Javonte Green. So everybody's hurt. Trey Murphy III, he's back hurt. I mean, they just, man, the injuries, and they're 4-12. So, Domantas Sabonis having a back issue. John Morant hip issue. Aaron Gordon calf. So you have to see him with the Nuggets. I'm pretty sure the reason Jokic has been out, he just had a child, so he just takes his time getting back. For Boston, Porzingis hasn't played this year. Foot issue. Monk for Sacramento, Malik Monk, ankle. Same team, DeMar DeRozan, back. Scotty Barnes for Toronto, orbital fracture. And I forgot what it was he ran into, but that's what was Anthony Davis. He kind of need Wembanyama in the NBA Cup game they played the other night, so he may be out for a while. So, I mean, it's the beginning of the season, man. I mean, the product is new. The NFL is still going on, but college basketball really hasn't ramped up yet. And you got this NBA Cup going, and so many guys are injured. I mean, it's just not good. But guys are legit hurt. They're hurt. I mean, nobody wants to see a guy out there running in agony, anything like that. I'm not definitely saying do that, but it's not a good look for the league right now. With all these injuries. But on But on a positive note, last thing I'll mention is remember once Amazon, the TV rights for the NBA came up, so Amazon put in their bid, ESPN, and everybody's wondering what TNT would do. So Amazon and Disney / ESPN won out, and so that meant TNT was out, and everybody was wondering about Inside the NBA. And after some time, they finally settled. We have some good news as far as that show. Now the NBA won't be on TNT next season. Everybody was wondering what's going to happen because nobody wanted to leave. Ernie Johnson wanted to continue working for Turner, and he's up there in age. And Barkley was saying this was going to be his last season, but then he went back and changed his mind about that. So the only thing now, and I'm pretty sure to get worked out, is Shaq's contract is up. So, but just a little part I want to read here from a story I found. It says, Inside the NBA will handle pregame, halftime, and postgame coverage of the NBA Finals on ABC, Conference Finals, and the NBA playoffs. During the regular season, it will be part of opening week coverage, as well as Christmas Day, all ABC games after January 1st, the final week of the season, and other marquee events. So NBA Cup games, things like that. So when TNT put that suit up against the NBA, this is what they got out of it. So and everything will still be broadcast from the Atlanta studios as far as the show. It's just going to be on ESPN, so that's going to be different. But we'll have these guys, from what I read, what I believe, during the finals, they'll be working a little less, but they're not replacing NBA Countdown. I know a lot of people aren't high on that show. I rarely watch it, but I just kind of wait for the game to come on sometimes. Or it's kind of background noise, but the Inside the NBA crew will be getting, will still be televised, and we'll be just seeing that on ESPN, and we'll get these guys' reaction around the finals. That'll be cool. I think they were already kind of doing Christmas Day stuff, yeah. But other marquee matchups and season opening things. So Shaq gets his contract renewed. We know those four guys will be back, making us laugh and just having genuine debates and giving us that good television that they provided so much for the last, been a long time. I mean, Barkley retired around 98, 99, so he came on right after that. So he's been on there about 24, 25 years. Kenny Smith a little before that. Then once Shaq retired, he's been on at least 10 years now. So Ernie Johnson was there from the start. So just depends. I know he's up there in age, but still sharp. I don't see him going anywhere. And why would he? And the show will be the same. It just might have a different theme song, different music, but it's just going to be on ESPN. But we'll be getting the same show, and that'll be a good thing because and rightfully so, the NBA is under a good amount of criticism at the moment, and so the Inside the NBA sticking around is definitely good for the NBA because it's been criticized a lot. Maybe people from my age, maybe even younger people, Shaq made a good point about on his podcast about it. Just everything looks too much the same. I mean, everybody just shooting threes, screen and roll. Everybody switches on defense. I mean, still got flopping going on, and just the game, it lacks uniqueness and giving us different things right now. And not to say back in the day, a lot of things didn't look similar as well. I mean, the way they played. I mean, some games were too gritty. I mean, sometimes it wasn't enough offense, but I mean, right now it's just a whole bunch of threes being shot. I mean, the defense not having much. There isn't much resistance on defense. I mean, every screen is being switched, whether it's the guy just coming over there and they're just so easily switching, even though the guy not even looking to shoot. And they're lacking rivalries and just I guard you, you guard me. We put on that show. I mean, it's just drive and kick to extent, or just a game of one-on-one with let's get the best matchup and play one-on-one among five and shoot a three. And it gets a little redundant, and I mean, teams need to do different things, and it's so much of a numbers game right now. It always has been that, but because you have to shoot a good amount of threes to be able to keep up, because so many threes are being shot. But I mean, when it's not falling, if you're still in the game, I mean, get a little closer, but it's just not the best. And the All-Star game All-Star weekend is suffering, and then the injuries. So it's a lot of criticism coming the NBA's way, but they got this one right with keeping the inside the NBA crew around, and because most time, whether people are watching those background noise, the game before that, they're looking forward to the show after that. So the Inside the NBA show is kind of sets up your TV being on that channel, even if it isn't on yet. But that's a long time from now, and but definitely glad to hear that news. And that's all I have, folks. Like I said, this is the fourth session of the last 10 of the All Basketball podcast. Please subscribe wherever you get podcasts, whether that's Spotify, iHeart, Google, Apple, and also YouTube. On YouTube, you can subscribe to the All Basketball podcast. Very simple to find. And yeah, I mean, appreciate you all for listening. Once again, I'm Maurice Dixon. And until next time, peace and be blessed in Jesus' name.